Hello everybody, I'm Steve and welcome to Green Side Up. Now, earlier this year, we all know the pandemic started sort of February, March last year, and I had some troubles at that time getting hold of a couple of things. One was seeds. They started to become in very short supply because more people were staying at home, more people were planting out in the garden. Some of the seeds I wanted to grow, which parsnip was one of the definites, and that's why I didn't plant them early in the year. I couldn't get hold of them, and I also struggled to get hold of compost. Now, that's partly because I'm in a very rural location here, and local stocks sold out very quickly, and they weren't being replenished as quickly as they perhaps should have been. So anyway, this year I've got myself ready, and tomorrow I'm going and buying the last of the multi-purpose compost that I will need for this next season. I've already bought one big batch and you'll have seen it down in the tunnels. But I've also had my first delivery of seeds. These came the day before Christmas Eve. That's all vegetable seeds in there. And you'll have seen me sowing the traditional onions the other day. I sowed them on Boxing Day, which is traditional. You sow your onions on Boxing Day. That's a kind of an English tradition. So, and they were part of them, and I sowed 4 types of things: 2 bulb onions and 2 shallots. No, actually 2 bulb onions, 1 heritage onion and 1 shallot I sowed on Boxing Day. But I'm sowing leeks today, and I've got 2 types. Well, first of all, I want to talk about this. This is big polystyrene ex-fish box. It's getting on for about 11 inches deep. Tons of compost in there because these leeks are going to be in here for a long time. I'm talking months, 3, maybe 4 months. So I want plenty of feed behind them, and I'm going to station sow them. And what that means is I've already put the holes in there and separated it off for the 2 different types I've got and poked the little holes in. And I'm going to put 1 seed in each little station there, and then it will grow on. Leeks are great because the roots come apart very, very easily. So that makes them easier to take out of there. And what I generally do come planting time is I'll just tip the whole box out, and it'll come out in one big mass, and then I'll gently tease them apart. And they will come apart very easily. But I have sieved that compost in there to make that easier. And there's 2 reasons why you sieve the compost. I'll just get me compost sieve. You'll see these in Wilko's, not Wilko's, in Aldi's, sort of come Easter time, and I use the biggest sieve in there, and I'm just wanting to take the big lumps out, because what can happen is your roots, as they go down, can find these big lumps and wrap themselves around it, and then when you're pulling them out, you'll break the roots because there is a lump anchored within there. That's one reason why you sieve your compost. The other reason is because if you've got irregular sized lumps in there, big lumps, little lumps, tiny fines in there, you're not necessarily getting a good compost to seed ratio around it. It's not getting equally moist, and you'll suffer with germination problems. So when people ask me, is it worth sowing it? Definitely for seeds, every time sow your sieve your compost. So anyway, I've got 2 types of leek seeds here. As I say, it's not traditional to sow them on Boxing Day, but I'm going to do them early anyway, and that will become apparent later in the season why I want to do that now. But these are the standard Leek Musselborough, a very vigorous grower, grows to a good size and stands well over winter. But even better than that is this second one, Leek Bleu de Solaise, or Solaise. A little bit more vigorous than the Musselborough, a little bit better growing, much more of a bluey grey colour to the leaf as opposed to, well, I suppose it's a bluey green. Stands better in winter and stands for longer than the Musselborough does. So I'm sowing these 2 in here, and then later on, when the feed is mostly done out of here, I will take them out of here sort of Marchish time, March, April, and I will plant these in the ground very close together and just heel them in the soil, let them carry on growing, and then later, sort of June, July, I'll plant them out into their final position for winter growing. I'll get it in a bit closer and we'll get these sown. Okay, so I've got this tray labelled up now. And I'm just putting 1 or 2 seeds in each of these little holes, and I'll thin them out later. Now the reason I'm sowing them so early is because I want big fat leeks, so I want to get them going early so they've got that chance to grow and mature through the season. I rely a lot on leeks for my onion hit, if you like, late in the season. And now I've grew some leeks this year, but I grew them no dig, and it didn't quite work out for me. And I think that's because the new dig areas that I made this last year, they're obviously new and they haven't fully matured yet. They will eventually, but this last year, this season, they've been quite poor. So I'm going back to a traditional way of trenching these in sort of June, July, and that's why I'm growing them singularly here. I will also grow them in modulars. I will multi-sow them into module trays about March, April time, and I will try them again in no dig, because they'll all come. Even baby leeks are great for dishes. But I want a backup plan this next season, as I say, because the ones I've got down the allotment now, and you'll see them in the next week or so, no doubt. But they're really poor. So these just need to sit now and wait. I'll just roughly scuff up the surface so that they're covered. There's no drainage in this at all. I haven't poked any holes in the bottom of this. So I'll just keep these moist, and that will be good enough. As I say, I'm going to trench them in, but they will probably need some feeding here. I would say probably February time, and then March into April I'll be looking to plant these out, and I'll heel them into some good soil. That makes all the difference. They'll grow twice the size if you put them outside and heel them in somewhere, because ideally what you want is leeks that are that thick when you're planting them out, as they say, pencil thick. They will grow to a good spring onion size in here before I plant them out, but once they've come out of the ground where I've healed them in, they will be that thick when I come to plant them out, and that makes all the difference in the world to them. So there we go, that's leeks. Okay, somebody, and a few people actually, mentioned this church over looking out from my greenhouse, so I just thought I'd show you this very quickly. So this is the view I've got from my greenhouse, the church next door to us. So that's it really for today. I just wanted to make sure I told people to go and have a look at getting seeds that you might need for this next season as soon as you can. As I say, you know me, I prefer Premier Seeds Direct for the majority of my seeds. I've got the majority of my seeds in for the vegetable wise. I've got a few more to order, and I've got flowers to order as well. And don't forget the compost. They're the sort of things that are going to be in short supply if we go into lockdown going into January. And looking at the way things are going, I think that is highly feasible. So if you get out there now and get the supplies you need now, then you won't be disappointed. And you can also sow some leeks as well. Get yourself a nice deep tray, sieve some compost, pop it in, station sow your leeks, and you can follow along with what I'm doing. And as I say, come planting time, June, July, you'll have leeks that thick to plant out, and that's the start of them. I mean, leeks that I've got to harvest are only that thick now, so it does make a hell of a difference. And then we'll go through the rest of this as the season goes on. So look after yourselves, everyone. Please stay safe, and I'll see you in a couple of days. Take care now. Oh, and if I don't see you before, Happy New Year.